What up, what up, what up? Ladies and gents, boys and girls, you are now tuned in to a brand new episode of Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I'm your host with the most, the Hood's ESPN, Crystal Street's very own Dre Day. What's up, what's up, what's up? Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Hit that notification bell. So once your boy drops, you will get a notification letting you know that a new video is available. Share the podcast, share this video, tell a friend and tell a friend, all that good stuff. Y'all see the title to this video. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought that I would see the day. Beard Gang is now officially in effect for my New York Yankees. I have been a Yankee fan since I've been watching baseball. And I want to say that's about 34 years, right? Started watching baseball when I was 5. Been a Yankee fan ever since, thanks to my dad and my Uncle Victor, who used to take me to Yankee games when I was a kid. So, obviously, that's the team I want to ride with. That's all I knew, Yankees. And all of these years, especially the championship years, which was the late 90s, going into the early 2000s, it was something that I always wondered when it came to my Yankees. Why the players never had facial hair? They always had a mustache. Yes, they always had a mustache, but they never had facial hair. They never had a goatee. They never had a beard. They might have had a mustache. That's it, right? Then later on down the line, I did some research and then found out that my Yankees had instituted a facial hair policy, meaning that in order to play for the Yankees, you had to shave your face smooth clean, smooth as a baby's ass, no facial hair whatsoever. A mustache was okay, but no beard, no nothing like that, right? When this first came out, I was totally okay with it. Well, when I first found out about it, because, doing my research, I found out that the boss, the late, great George Steinbrenner, actually instituted this policy in the late 90s. In the late 70s, he instituted this rule where in order to play for the Yankees, no facial hair. So, going back in time, as far as years ago, I was totally okay with the concept. I was totally okay with it. We now fast forward to, I want to say, 2022, 2023. I'm like, come on, man. We need to do away with this rule. Like, this is getting ridiculous now because it's gotten to the point where this is just my opinion. From a fan's perspective, from the outside looking in, I think we lost some free agents because of this policy. I'm quite sure there were some players that might have wanted to come to the Bronx to play in pinstripes. Unfortunately, they knew had they come here, they was gonna have to, shave their facial hair, and they just wasn't with it. Now, some people may deem this as a stupid policy. Some people may deem it as, rules is rules. It's a tradition, yada, yada, yada. Me personally, I'm glad this rule is over. Like, I'm glad that they lifted it, and I'm glad that they're now allowing players to, wear beards. But here's the thing. It has to be a groomed beard, meaning it has to be neat. It can't be no messed up crap. It has to be a neat beard. And I'm quite sure, the players is going to do that, right? But see, this is how I'm looking at it. There are some players on this team that I've seen play in beards before, and they were monsters, right? Take Garrett Cole, for example. The last time we seen him in the beard was 2019 with the Astros. And what did he do that year? I'm not sure if he won the Cy Young that year, but he damn sure was the ace for the Astros. Trust me, I remember, because he gave us problems in the playoffs in the ALCS. So if Garrett Cole can somehow grow out this beard through spring training, which has begun now, if we can get that Garrett Cole back, I'm all for it. Carlos Rodon. I remember him playing with the Giants. He had a beard. He was a monster. So if he can somehow grow out his beard, make sure it's groomed, of course, during spring training, let's have at it. Let's go. We might we might get that monster that we that we had signed in the offseason a few years ago. Who knows? And then this is the big one. We just picked this guy up this offseason, Devin Williams from the Milwaukee Brewers. Me personally, I always thought that it would be like once we signed him, I'm like, yo, it'd be strange as hell to see him without a beard. Because his beard was laced. It's like, yo, he got to take that off now because he playing for us? That's going to be weird. But now he can keep his beard. Because, again, when he was with Milwaukee, he was a beast on that mound. And, again, these three names that I just mentioned, they're pitchers. And what has been our problem in the postseason? I mean, besides last year with Judge not hitting, but that's neither here nor there. But one of our issues has been pitching. So if these guys can grow out their beards and don't get injured, my Yankees might be on to something this year. We might be on to something this year. Barring no injury, and we get to keep our beard, and we get to grow out our beards now, let's go. Let's go. I like our chances. But honestly, another reason why I'm glad that they lifted this rule and they lifted this policy is for the reason that I said earlier. I honestly believe that we lost out on some big free agents because they just didn't want to do that. Because they knew if they would have put them pinstripes on, they knew they was going to have to cut their beards off. And now that we got this rule where you can cut, listen, I'll read it for you. I'll read the policy. I'll read it. Statement from Yankees managing general partner Hal Steinbrenner. In recent weeks, I have spoken to a number of former and current Yankees spanning several eras to elicit their perspective on our long-standing facial hair and grooming policy, and I appreciate their earnest and verified feedback. These most recent comments are an extension of ongoing internal dialogue that dates back several years. Ultimately, the final decision rests with me, and after great consideration, we will be amending our expectation to allow our players and uniform personnel to have well-groomed beards moving forward. It is the appropriate time to move beyond the familiar comfort of our former policy. And I'm all for it. It's time. Let these players be themselves. Let them be listen for my fellow Yankee fans that are all about tradition and keeping things the way it is. You can have that opinion. I'm not even going to knock you for that. But sometimes you got to do away with tradition. Sometimes you got to come up with your own niche. That was the boss's policy. which was their father, the late, great George Steinbrenner. Y'all don't have to follow that policy. And actually, you've been following it long enough. So now maybe it's time that you come up with your own policy and then see what happens. Because honestly, this is what I believe is going to happen. And I love the fact that he got opinions from former players. I'm glad that he, got their opinion on it as well. But this is what I think is really going to happen. And I think it starts next season. I'm calling it right now. I'm saying it right now on my platform. On Sportsway with Dre Day podcast. I'm saying it right now. So when it happens, you know where you heard it first. You know that guy up there in Toronto that just turned down a contract extension with the Toronto Blue Jays? I'm saying it now. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is coming to the Yankees next year. He's coming to the Yankees next year. I'm calling it right now. And this is just me. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it. But I honestly think they put this policy in play because they know he's coming next year. That's just me. I honestly believe that they changed this policy knowing that he was coming next year. They just can't say it. He just turned down an extension with Toronto. That right there tells you he ain't staying there. That means he's leaving. And what better place to come than New York? You don't need to go to LA. They got Freddie Freeman at first base. Why not come to us? Why not come to Pinstripe Gang? And again, you get to keep your beard. You just got to keep it groomed. So why not? Why not? So I'm calling it right now. I'm saying it right now. I'm manifesting it. I'm putting it in the air right now. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is coming to the Yankees next year. Mark my words. But there it is. Beard Gang is officially in effect for my Yankees. We get to wear beards now. So I'm eager to see how these dudes look with the beards on, man. Like, I'm eager to see it. Listen, as long as we're winning, as long as we get to the playoffs, as long as we get to the pennant, as long as we win the World Series, that's the main goal. That's the main goal. But I am glad that they instituted this policy now because it was about time. You got to let the players be themselves. It's time to break away from tradition at times. So I'm glad they did that. As long as they beards ain't hanging down like James Harden or whatever, like as long as the beard is, nicely trimmed and groomed, I'm all for it. So Hal Steinbrenner, job well done on coming up, lifting this policy. Salute to you for that. But it's a wrap for this episode. Once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Listen, when I woke up this morning and I saw that, I said, oh, got something to speak about. Got some material to speak about. So there you have it. Salute to the Yankees. Y'all already know how I give it up when it comes to my Yankees. I felt it was only right that I put my Yankee gear on for this video. So once again, thank y'all for y'all continued support. Keep it going, keep it growing, keep it flowing. Once again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast is the name. Hit the notification bell so once the video is dropped, you will get a notification. Leave a comment, like the page, but definitely hit me in the comments and tell me what you think about the Yankees' new facial hair policy. Yankee fans, fellow Yankee fans, do you like it? Do you not like it? Baseball fans, do you like it? Do you not like it? Give me some feedback, man. But most importantly, share the video, tell a friend and tell a friend. In closing, y'all know how this goes. This has been another episode of Sportsway with Dre Day Podcast. Catch y'all on the flip side. God bless. Have a nice weekend. Peace and love. Your boy is out of here. Peace.